Alrighty, today we're going to be going over how to install a Flysky FSR7P, the 7-channel Flysky receiver, into my TRX4 Sport today. So let's go ahead and get started with it. Still a little muddy from the last time that I ran it. I am not the greatest at cleaning up the rigs after I run them. Pretty much run them wet, muddy, and then put them up. Not the greatest at cleaning them. Probably should get better at doing that. A little bit better maintenance. All right, first thing that we're going to want to do is take off the receiver cover. Alrighty, now that we got the cover off, we can see the receiver we got in here. At the moment, I actually have a Spektrum 6-channel receiver in here, but I'm switching over from the DX5C, the Spektrum 5-channel receiver, or transmitter I mean, over to the Flysky 7-channel transmitter. Want the extra transmitter, or the extra channels I mean, as well as it is a whole lot easier to manipulate this single-handed versus the Spektrum. The Spektrum is so far out that even with my thumb fully extended, I can barely reach it. I have to kind of reach around like this to barely be able to go forward. Can't even do reverse to be able to barely kind of get it. So, I mean, thumb placement, so much easier to drive it single-handedly. As well as I got 7 channels compared to 5 channels. Alright, first thing first, we're going to go ahead and start taking off the channels that we are using currently on the Flysky, on the Spektrum. Going to start unplugging these. So I got my steering servo right here, and then I've got the quick run, or the Hobby Wing Fusion SE right here, and then in this third channel, I've got the stock Traxxas 2-speed conversion kit over here. The stock micro servo comes with the kit, and then in this 4th channel right here, I've actually got the servo winch, which is located right here. And this was the stock steering servo on the TRX4 Sport that I then switched out for this Power Hobby brushless high voltage. I can't even remember which one this one is, but it's okay, but the bearings are already going out in the actual steering portion of it itself. You can kind of see that it, you can't really see it right now, but it wiggles around because the bearings are already kind of going out on it. All right, now that we got these removed, we're going to go ahead and take out this old transmitter. All right, now that we got that taken out of here, let's go ahead and put in the Flysky 7-channel receiver in here. I'm just going to reuse the sticky tape that was already here. It's not going to be the greatest hold over time. I'm not really worried about it. It's inside of this box anyways, just enough to put it in here for now. All right, now that we got this in here, let's go ahead and get all these situated back in here. So first channel going to be steering. Second channel right here is going to be our Hobby Wing motor. Third channel we'll use for our 2-speed. And the 4th channel still is going to be the servo winch. Now, if you can actually see, this is just a kind of standard cheap servo winch controller I got off of Amazon. I think it was like $9, something around there. And I've actually got the control unit itself inside of the waterproof box. That way I can go ahead and run it completely underwater. This thing I run submerged, everything, never had any issues out of it, and will probably definitely keep running it that way. Well, 100% I will. I love water on my rigs. Every time I see water, it's dunked as far as the puddle can go, and it's just a blast. And requires a little bit more maintenance, but hey, I am definitely willing to put in the maintenance time for the fun factor of the water. All right, now that we got those plugged in, let's go ahead and plug in our battery and get this connected up to the receiver. All right, now that we got the battery connected, I've actually got this truck lifted up just a little bit. That way, if the wheels start starting to go crazy on me, it is off of the ground. And let's go ahead and power on the truck. Nice, now that we got that powered on, I'm gonna go ahead and set up a new channel. So on the remote, I'm gonna go down to model, and then I'm going to hit select. I'm going to go to model 2. I'm sure. Yes. There we go. Select model 2. And I'm going to name this one Sport, but I'll name that later. Right now, let's go into, no. Now we're going to go to the transmitter settings, or TX set, and we're going to go to bind, routine, and one-way. We're going to do two-way, standard, PWM, iBus, frequency, analog. I wonder if we got digital. We do got digital. We'll stick with digital. And we're going to start binding. So I'm going to hit the bind button on the receiver right now for a couple seconds. Wait for it to kind of start blinking rapidly right here. Then I hit start, and it's binding. Bind successful. And now we've got a binded remote. So actually at the moment it's set it into the halfway position for the 2-speed, so it's actually disconnected in the transmission box, so you can hear the motor and it's not even connected. That's awesome. I'm actually going to be able to I'm going to set this up so that way I have a 3-way, because I want to be able to have like a flat toe setting with the Sport so I can flat toe it. I'm going to try to set that up. We'll see what we got. Okay, now that I've got the transmitter and the receiver bound together, I'm going to go ahead and set the end points for this transmitter with the Hobby Wing motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the power button and wait for 3 red blinks. That was the third. I'm going to release it. Now you can see it's kind of flashing red fast like that. I'm going to hit the button once. That sets our neutral. Then I'm going to hold the trigger, press the button one more time. It should beep twice. And then I'm going to go all the way to full reverse. Push the trigger one more time. It'll beep 3 times. Now it's resetting. Now it just turned back on. And we just successfully set our end points on our transmitter with the motor. After that, I'm going to go ahead and set our end points for our steering. So right now, actually our right is pretty good. Our left, I need to go ahead and cut back a little bit. I'm going to push the center button to go down into our menu. Then I'm going to go down to channel. No, sorry. Go into, well, let's see, where is it? Set endpoint adjustment, EPA. I'm going to scroll over to our, oh crap, up to our steering. And our left, I need to adjust down. So let's go ahead and adjust it to 85 and see what that does. Perfect. That's exactly where I want it. I'm going over to the right. Let's see if I can actually do a little bit more on the right. I'm going to go up to 110. A little bit more, 115. That's perfect. All the way left. Perfect. I like it. That's exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to go back out. Now let's set up our channel 3, which I currently have set for our motor. I'm sorry, for our transmission shifter. And let's go all the way to switch. Is currently on switch 2. No, I really want it on trim 1 is what I think I'm going to want to set it at. Let's see here. I don't want to do switch 3. That's going to take too much work. Switch 3 right here really just isn't easy to get to, and it's a very stiff switch. Let's do trim 1. So I'm going to go over to trim right here. And now let's go to trim 1. Okay, so now I'm going to have it set for trim 1. And to be able to adjust it, I'm going to go over to our step and go all the way up to 100%. So that way, from our trim, I can be able to select 100%. Got our middle, and then push the button forward, and it goes into low range. Push the button back, it goes back in. So here's high, neutral, low. I like it. Back to high. There we go, just like that. That's exactly what I want. All right, now let's set up channel 4. Channel 4 is going to be our winch. I think I'm going to want to set that up on our variable switch right here. I know at the moment I don't have a variable winch controller. It's just an on-off. It'll just be kind of easy to be able to do that from the winch, or with your thumb right here. Set that up there. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's do it. I'm going to disconnect the winch beforehand because I don't want to accidentally have this start sucking in, and it's all the way in right now, and burn out my motor. So I'm going to go in, select into our variable. So for our knob, I'm going to set it on VR2. All right. That's it. And now I'm going to connect the motor back, and let's see, which way do I got it? There we go. Out right there, turned off, suck the winch back in. That's it, just like that. And that's it. Easy peasy. All right, I do want to set the end point for my little shifter channel right here. I don't want to burn it out. I know these Traxxas ones are super easy to burn out, so let's go into the end point adjustment for this channel. Now, so channel 3, I'm going to adjust it down to 90%. This is what I did for my high trail, and it seemed to work very well. So set to 90%. Low range, very good. High range, very good. And then I still have my neutral. One of the other things I actually really like about this Flysky 7-channel receiver is it does have battery voltage detection, or BVD. So if I wanted, I could plug this into the receiver and then have this soldered into my battery connector right here, have my positive and my negative, and it would actually be able to tell me exactly what my battery current or my battery voltage is. That way I can detect and see from my remote right here, or from the receiver, I'm sorry, transmitter, be able to kind of put transmitter voltage, and then I could have my receiver voltage. So right now the receiver voltage shows 7.4, because that's what is giving it from the Hobbywing Quick Fusion, or the Fusion Pro. That's what is giving the receiver right now is 7.4 volts. And then right here you can see I have BVD voltage, and that's 0 right now because I do not have it connected. But if I wanted to connect it, I could be able to detect the battery voltage from the transmitter right here. Makes it nice and easy. All right, that's everything that we got for that one. Let's go ahead and get this cover put back on. Alrighty, cover's put back on, battery's good, receiver is good, transmitter is good, endpoint adjustments are all set. I have all my channels set. That's it, we're good to go. We can go out and drive it at a later date. Alrighty, thank you all for watching this video on how to put in the Flysky 7-channel receiver into a TRX4 Sport. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you look into eventually getting you one of these. These things are awesome. I definitely recommend it personally over the DX5 or the 5C. Honestly, I like it better than the Spektrum. Spektrum is still, you know, big name brand. They're an awesome receiver, awesome transmitter, but this Flysky 7-channel, one, gives you 2 extra channels to be able to work with, and 2, in my experience, it's been a whole lot nicer to actually to work. It's been nicer to operate and drive with, as well as it is a little bit lighter than the DX5C, as well as I have a lithium battery in the bottom of this Flysky, so it's nice having that over the 4 AA batteries in the DX5C. Other than that, that's all I got for y'all today. Hope y'all have a good one.